A brand new update was just released into the Isle of Evrima, and this is basically a patch, not a big update. However, it's big in terms of size. It's about 3 gigabytes big. However, it's pretty decent. It fixes quite a bit, it balances quite a bit, and today I'm going to be covering everything in this update and telling you everything you need to know. It's going to be quite a boring one, I will be honest. Timestamps are on the screen now, and if you do want to be kept in the loop for everything dinosaur game news related, feel free to subscribe. Other than that, let's get right into the video. So, firstly, there are some additions in this update. Now, what I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be going over everything. I'll go over the core stuff, the important stuff, and then at the end of each section, I'll go over or showcase the full changelog for that section. So, for additions, there is actually quite a neat amount of additions here, and I did actually talk about them in my last video, and if you haven't checked out that video that went over the new dev update, the new dev blog for the game, which I definitely recommend you check out. Essentially, there is a brand new large river that runs to the central grassland of Isla Spiro, which allows dinosaurs and other semi-aquatics to travel east and west sides of the island with ease. In the past, they were pretty much locked to a certain area of the map, and now this new river opens up a whole load of possibilities for these new critters. For the semi-aquatics, they have a lot now to travel to. There's also been a clearance of a jungle in the northwest of Spiro. This is now a vast open grassland which has a lot of pumpkins and radish root which are available there as well. To add to this, there's a new spawn zone which is the northwest of the map. So now, as of this update, you can spawn in the northwest and check out the brand new grassland biome. There's also been a redistribution of all plants which had their spawn locations set as all locations. This has been removed and changed. These plants now spawn in specific locations, but obviously those locations can be shared, and there might be a couple different locations where you could find some of the plant. Pachycephalosaurus also gets some love finally. Its juvenile is faster, so hopefully this won't be happening again in the future, which I really hope it doesn't. There's also a bunch of changes when it comes to AI critters like the frogs, chickens and turtles, which are pretty neat. There's a whole bunch more added in this patch, and I definitely do recommend you pausing now to have a read through everything. There might be some additions there which you will like. However, let's dive into the enhancements. There are a lot of new enhancements in this update, and some of these are quite exciting. Now, the biggest one that is very exciting is the fact that the oasis is no more. The oasis is gone, everybody. You can now start dancing because, well, it's gone. The developers have removed it, and it's an attempt to spread out the player base in accordance with data that the devs have found. What are the other enhancements? Well, these are the key ones that you need to know about. The dusk and dawn times adjusted, the shallows river has been removed and replaced with a dirt path, deepened all rivers on Isla Spiro to allow dinosaurs to better ambush players, meat is now red on the herbivore compass, increased radish and pumpkin spawn rate, decreased potato spawn amount. Official servers will now give a 5-minute warning before a restart, and there will be a 10-second counter or countdown 10 seconds before a restart happens. Re-enabled the ability to kick people from groups as a group owner, allowed Hypsilophodon to charge jump while holding something, and there are updates to the camera system as well. There's also a whole bunch more. The full changes are here on the screen now. What do you guys think about the deepening of rivers? I think that's really good. However, I feel like they could have just deepened the rivers and kept the shallows, so then we actually have a shallow area on the map as well. I am quite sad that the shallows is gone as we know it, but I feel like that's not really something. That's like a splitter. I'm not sure everybody shares that opinion. Anyways, feel free to give it all a read. But next, we're going to be going into some balance stuff. Oh boy, it's time, the full balance changelog. And well, what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be going over the important things for each dinosaur. However, I'll showcase the whole changelog on the screen now when I will go over each dinosaur. But there are also some non-dinosaur balance changes. There's also the diets, fractures and some other stuff. So here they are. With diets, all creatures spawn with 15% on all 3 nutritions. There's some buffs. Locked health regen, bleed regen and fracture regen increased by 15%. And there are also some debuffs. Bleed and blunt resistance decreased by 25%. Locked health, bleed and fracture regeneration acceleration decreased by 25%, negative diet attack power debuff reduced from minus 50% to minus 25%, and negative diet scent range debuff is removed. For fractures, there is also the head fracture damage modifier decreased and updated body fracture stamina cost modifier to 2 times. There are also some changes to locked health, wallowing and vomiting, and I'll have them on the screen now so you could have a look at those changes yourself and pause it and have a read of them. But now is the part that everyone knows and everyone wants to hear, the dinosaur changes. Let's start with Carnotaurus. So Carnotaurus's first duration has been increased, its turn in place increased, sprint acceleration increased, and its charge turn radius improved. Dinosuchus needs less food to fill up. Dryosaurus also needs less food to fill up, and its first duration is increased as well. Hypsilophodon needs less food to fill up as well. Pachycephalosaurus has a special exception for tap ram on Carnotaurus, which is now removed. Its ram self-stagger threshold when tapped increased as well. Turns slower when holding the ram attack. And now let's move into Pteranodon. Rabbit has been replaced with chicken. Starting mass reduced. Adult mass reduced, starting health and adult health have been reduced, starting food and adult food have been reduced as well. Up next is Stegosaurus. It fills up on less food and its first duration is increased. With Tyrannosaurus, it fills up on less food once again. Its rear kick does bleed, its rear kick does more damage, and its tail slam does less damage. With Utahraptor, the chicken has been replaced with a rabbit for its nutrition, and Dinosuchus replaced with Pteranodon for its nutrition as well. Of course, there is a lot more stuff here in the changelog, and you hopefully saw all of them when I was going through each of the dinosaurs and each of the buffs overall. And very nice to see, very happy to see that nutritions have a starting 15% on all 3, so you won't start out dying, and you actually will start out with a semi-decent diet as well, which could aid in some early growth, which is really cool. Other than that, guys, that is all the balance in this update. Now, we are at the end of this video. However, there are actually some bug fixes. There are a whole lot of bug fixes. Feel free to get ready to pause the screen right now, because here is every single bug fix that is in this update. Yes, there is a lot. There's so many that it might have to be 2 separate photos or 2 separate screen pauses for you. But either way, there's a lot of bug fixes. And yeah, that is the entire update. Let me know what you are most excited for. I know it's not the best update. It's quite a boring one. But we got the new map changes, and now you can explore those new map changes. So this is technically update 4.5 in a sense, which is actually a pretty neat idea. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But other than that, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.